So it's time to get real and raw about your feelings around dealing with vision loss. I'm Dr. Andy Rosenfarb with AccuVision Recovery. Last session, we talked about mindset. We talked about the important mindsets of the patients that we work with and the individuals we work with in terms of the specific mindsets, the thoughts, the thought processes that they have that allows them to be successful. And that mindset, thought process was that of being decisive, making decisions and making a commitment. Now, that's one part of it, and it's good to make a commitment. But where do our commitments come from? Right? They come from our feelings. They come from how we feel about things. All right? Specifically in this situation, we're talking about how you feel about vision loss you may be experiencing. Maybe you're early stage and you were diagnosed, or maybe it's a loved one, family or friend dealing with vision loss. So I want to take a little while to explore the feelings, your feelings, and your feelings matter. They're very important. Okay? So what type of feelings come up for you? That's the first question. When you think about what's going on with your vision. Are you worried? Are you anxious? A little depressed? Frustrated? Concerned? You angry? You feel maybe you are cursed. Why did this happen to me? It's a whole host of thoughts, negative thoughts and feelings, right? That we're focusing on now, the feelings that you're having. And it's important, they all matter. So the first thing that we want to do is identify the feelings that we're having, the feelings that you're having around this situation that you're dealing with. What kind of feelings you're having. So I'm going to invite you to audit your system, audit your feelings, and write them down. Grab a piece of paper and just free flow with the feelings that come up for you around the situation that you're dealing with. The next thing we want to do is we want to look at these feelings and own them, right? So we own them because they're come from us and they actually are part of our body, even though we don't realize that. You're holding these feelings. We are holding our feelings at different places in our body. Sometimes we hold tension in our jaw and we grit. Sometimes we hold tension, worrying so much, it's in our temples. We get headaches, over-concentrating and worrying or scowling because of dissatisfaction, irritability around the situation. Maybe you get neck, shoulder tension, right? You get tight neck, tight shoulders. Maybe you feel it in your stomach or you feel it in your throat or in your solar plexus because you're anxious and you're worried and you're overthinking about it. Maybe you get a queasy feeling in your stomach, right? These are all different areas. You can feel it. Maybe you feel shortness of breath, tightness in your chest. So once you find the emotion, these feelings that you're dealing with, see if you can sit with those feelings for a minute and identify where in your body you're actually feeling them. This is a very, very powerful exercise, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed by emotions. So this is going to anchor them so that we can own them and we can identify them and appreciate them, right? So often we're pushing these negative emotions away and they serve us, right? Just like pain serves us, physical pain, it's an alarm system to let us know that something is requiring our attention. So that's what our feelings have. When negative feelings come up, it's the way that our bodies and our system alert us to something that needs attention. And that's where we are right now. Just identifying these feelings that come up in a way that our system, our mind, our body, soul, is trying to communicate with us that something is off, something needs our attention, something could need decisive action. That decisive action could be to table it, right? I'm not going to deal with it right now. But before we get to the decision-making process, it's very important to understand these feelings and why do I have these feelings. So now we identified some feelings, we've located them in our body and where we're holding this tension in our body. Why are we having these feelings? So you might want to jot a couple of notes down to each emotion. I'm feeling anxious because I may lose my license. I'm feeling irritated because I can't do what I used to be able to do. I'm feeling worried and overwhelmed because I care for people and I may not be able to do that. So these are just some examples, but I want you to sit with this and figure this out for yourself, because organizing your feelings and your thoughts around your feelings and managing them is a really important way to help understand how you're thinking and how you're feeling about this. And that'll empower you to make decisions, right? So feelings will tend to stick around if we don't deal with them, right? They'll persist. We'll ruminate, right? Perseverate. We just sit with the same feelings and we keep mulling them over and mulling them over and mulling them over, and they start to eat at us. So this exercise will allow us to free ourselves of these negative emotions, at least become aware of them, what they are and where they are in our body, so that we can tend to them, make a decisive action, and that will eliminate the toxic, hyper negative emotion that's inside us. And the action plays a major role inside of this, because once we have the feeling and we understand what's going on, then we can make decisions based on those feelings and thoughts and desires that we are having to have a resolution. Okay, so a couple of examples of that again would be, I'm going to decide to do nothing and not worry about it. I'm just going to make that decision. There's nothing I'm really going to do about it. So that's one decision, and you're just going to kind of accept what's going on, and that's fair. Some people choose to do that. You're going to decide to research more about your condition and what's available to you. That's action. So the emotions will motivate you. The feelings will motivate you into action. That's what we're looking for here. These feelings could also motivate you to maybe watch some of our videos or any again, educational content, so that you become empowered in terms of learning more about your condition. And you may even find that there's some information available to you that sounds positive and it sounds reassuring and even can offer hope. And based on that, you can take deliberate action to help your vision based on the feelings that you're having. So acknowledge them. Know your feelings. Don't disregard them. Use them. Use them as tools to help you understand what direction you want to move in. And again, keep in mind that these negative thoughts, the more we try, what we resist persists. So we try to push them away. They're not going away. All right. You can use drugs, alcohol, any distraction techniques you want, but you're not getting rid of the problem. The way you get into this, the way you deal with this is to go into it. All right. You want to dive into this stuff and deal with what's going on. And if you need help, either processing these, you have questions about this, please post in the comments, reach out to my team or myself. We're happy to have a conversation with you to explore the possibilities of what is available to you for your vision recovery and long-term preservation. Again, I'm Dr. Andy Rosenfarb with AccuVision Recovery, where your vision is our mission. See you soon.